Aye, what a game. What a game. I'm still sweating. It's hot. That's a lot to take in. That game was a lot to take in. That was a lot to watch as a Chelsea fan. I'm sure it was a lot to watch as a Tottenham fan. It was just a lot to watch, period. I'm not sure where to begin. I'm really not sure where to begin. I mean, just football, mate. Football. Like, glad it's back. So glad it's back. What were we doing in the summer? What were we doing all summer with no football? Oh, that was a fantastic game of football. Chelsea 2, Tottenham 2. And as a Chelsea fan, I got mixed emotions, of course. Trying to process them is a challenge, but I'll try and go through that. I feel like it's a bittersweet feeling. I'm not too rattled. I feel like I should be more rattled considering we conceded a last minute goal, but I'm not too rattled. I feel like there should have definitely been some checks that weren't even made, but this is becoming more common and I'm not harping on about that kind of... I'm definitely not going to take that angle because that's dead. But it was an encouraging game. As a Chelsea fan, it was an encouraging game. They did not implement any of that smoke that they've been dishing out at the first game, the end of last season. They were not the same team. And the fact that we put them in their place and dominated that midfield battle was like super encouraging and just sent a little message to everyone else in the Premier League, like, simmer down, corner, simmer down, because there's been a lot of chat about Chelsea and when we're gonna face some real competition. Like, Conte's Tottenham are maybe one of the most informed teams in the world right now, and their front three are devastating. I will not take anything away from them. Like, they are looking like a team. They've recruited well. They've recruited early. We haven't. And we still showed levels today. We still showed that you cannot come to Stamford Bridge and small boy us. The midfield dominated that game. Jorginho, Conte, Loftus-Cheek, like, they bossed that game. First half, that was all them. Mount as well. Like, we literally, they couldn't live with us. We pressed them constantly. They couldn't live with us. They literally were unable to deal with the tenacity that we were playing at, and they looked like they were rattled. But I feel like it was a game where it really was a must not lose game for us. And I feel like they've probably looked at that game like, if we're going to beat Chelsea, it's got to be today. Because they had a torrid time last year against us. We smashed them 4 times, like comfortably beat them 4 times last year, and they had nothing for us. So at the end of the day, I'm pleased. I'm pleased with the point. And that doesn't mean that my standards have dropped. It just means, as a Chelsea fan, it just feels that we were solid and unfortunate to not walk away with 3 points in that game. And it was a lot of positives from that game. Like, Koulibaly scoring that goal was exactly what I would hope. It's what I feared when we lost Rudiger, that we would lose some goals from that position, and for him to score that goal and take that goal as well as he did was fantastic. So I was super pleased for Kalidou for that first goal in front of his first game in front of Stamford Bridge fans. So that was epic. I thought Cucurella had a great game. It was some passes were sloppy, but he's a nuisance. Like, going forward, he's a nuisance. I'm not sure I saw enough defensively to understand his what he's going to bring to the table defensively. But going forward, like, he's a nuisance. Like, he makes great passes. Like, he fizzes the ball into the right man constantly, and we're off from that point. So yeah, great performance from Cucurella. Thiago Silva, calm as you like, as usual. Like, reads the game 10 steps ahead of everyone else. He was rarely in any jeopardy in that game. We were just unfortunate to concede that equaliser. You know, I do feel like Havertz had a case for getting fouled, but you can't. You know, it was quite a bit before the goal, and it would be a bit bitter to like make that one of the changing points in the game. When Richarlison came on, the game changed 100%. They were a different team when Richarlison came on, and it wasn't even that he was like getting loads of the ball and had a load of luck. I just feel like his presence like changed the way Tottenham felt. They were like, this is a guy who's a dog, and we can put the ball up to him and he can make things happen. He's a nuisance. Like, I just feel like the game changed when he came on, and they finally got a bit of momentum. And it was a great finish from Højbjerg. I feel like Richarlison was perhaps obstructing the goalkeeper's sight as well, but I'm not gonna make that an excuse. Jorginho, who was fantastic all game, that was poor from him. Like, just don't always pass it out. You know, sometimes we can hoof it. And I felt like there was a few moments in the game where we were doing that, where we were playing it amongst the back four, and this is a new the back three, and this is a new back three, and I feel like at times like just go long. Like, you know, I'm not an advocate of Route 1 football, but you know, seeing that goal that Man United conceded yesterday, like, if you're masters at doing that, then do it. But if you're still figuring it out and you think there's danger, like, snuff it out, get rid of it. And Jorginho playing in his own box when they had so many men around, to me, was just a bit ridiculous. But he had a great game. I thought he was fantastic today, aside from that mistake. And that's just, he just tends to just, you can do 100 things right, 99 things right, and that one wrong, and that's going to show. And I feel like that was the case with Georgie today. But we were great. Today. Overall, I was really pleased with the performance. I think we bossed them completely. Reece James was absolutely fantastic, like, as he always is. He's just so efficient. Jorginho was fantastic. Loftus-Cheek, he's meant for these games. These games where it gets a bit physical and you need a bit of you need someone to just small boy some players. That's what Loftus-Cheek is for, and I think he's got a valuable place in this squad moving forward. Mason Mount, like, what his role is this year, I think is going to be a bit different. I think he's definitely going to play a lot deeper and collect the ball in deeper positions. I felt like he was fantastic. Pressing Mason Mount is, you know, as good as it gets in winning the ball in those dangerous positions and just setting our attackers on their way. I thought Sterling was great. He retains position. He's going to bring so much to this team. Havertz has finally got a bit of grit about him. I feel like he's put on a bit of size. He's got a buzz cut. He's on smoke now. Like, finally, you know, it's chalk and cheese to when he first came. Like, where he was a bit timid, not really sure. Like, you saw in glimpses at the end of last year as well, that he's put this into his game, and you need it against Tottenham in a London derby. Like, that's when I want to see it, and he showed it. So overall, like, everyone put in a solid performance, and it's painful to concede so late on. And that Cucurella, like, hair pull at the end on the corner before the goal, what's that about? Like, why they didn't show that again is beyond me. But it's tough to lose that, to drop points in that way. The touchline spats with Conte and Tuchel were fantastic. Like, I love that. That's what I want to see. Conte tried to get in Tuchel's face. Tuchel wasn't having any of it. Like, fair play to Conte. Like, that's what he's about. Shithousery at its finest. That's literally what Conte is a master of, even from his playing days. Like, he will get in your head, and he won't even get in your head. He'll get in your face, and he will try and get a reaction out of you. And fair play, he did. But I felt like Tuchel held it down and was like, nah, you're not doing that to me. And that's just one of those. It's just one of those games, another legendary game, something that the Prem's been missing. Chelsea again there to deliver. Like, you can say what you want, but like, we are always in the mix of the drama, always making this Prem entertaining. There's a lot of meaty, bland, boring teams at the moment, and like, we Chelsea and Tottenham, like, is that seems to that rivalry is just getting spicier and spicier each year. Another battle of the bridge. Fair play, Tottenham. Like, credit where credit's due. Like, you managed to salvage a point there, and you rattled us at key moments. But we'll see you again. And I feel like all this talk about Tottenham being, they're gonna leapfrog us in the top four. We're having a mess. We've had a terrible pre-season. We're going through a transition. Like, there was not one glimpse of that today. We are still a solid team. We still have so much quality on the pitch, on the bench, in the coaching rooms, on the touchline. Like, we have quality throughout. And I feel like this game just gave us a little reminder of what we're about and how we haven't lost any of that quality. So the ship seems to be steady after a chaotic transition of ownership, but I'm not mad at that game. I'm not mad. And if we put in performances like that week in, week out, we'll be a problem. And that's all I can ask for. That's pretty much all I've got to say on that. Crazy Sunday afternoon. I'm still sweating. But yeah, Premier League, we back, baby. See ya.